stuff, but.
Right, but if they could do this and what they're doing,
They
yeah.
only need to do like a half an hour.
Right,
of this.
exactly, exactly. So, okay, yeah, no, we'll do that. Okay, let's just close this door quick. Okay. All right, so what I'll do is I'll show 2 ways, okay? So I'll show one. I'll just do it out of this book. Okay, so I'll just show out of a book, and then I'll also show as if you were doing like a magazine or a newspaper, okay? All
What
right.
about with the,
Or the lesson, so I can show it off a lesson, yeah.
no, listen, because I buy the curriculum.
Yeah, no, can I just use one of yours then?
Sure.
Okay.
Just pick the one you want.
I don't know, just a science or something is fine.
Science?
Yeah.
Okay. Science, Nathan. Animals with backbones. He's gonna love that. He loves science.
And that's why you enjoyed the wolves so much, right?
He seems to do pretty well with math too.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
There you go.
Thanks. Okay, so you know what we're gonna do then? So this will be your DVD showing everyone how to get started with RPM. Okay, so I kind of just talked through it then. So, okay, so there's a couple of different things to know when you're getting started with Nathan to do the RPM. You're going to have your lesson that'll be provided to you, and then from there, you're going to have the 3 columns. The first column is the information that you're going to be stating to him. This piece of paper does not sit in front of him. It sits up more to this right area so you can read it. What is going to be in front of him is the blank piece of paper that's going to be your keyword sheet. So on the keyword sheet, as you go through, you'll see on your lesson there's words that are underlined. Those are the words that you're going to be writing on the keyword sheet. So, so we'll go ahead and show you the first example. I know it's weird, isn't it? All right, so I begin with the first information. A backbone, B-A-C-K-B-O-N-E, is what makes vertebrates, V-E-R-T-E-B-R-A-T-E-S, different from invertebrates, I-N-V-E-R-T-E-B-R-A-T-E-S. Then I go to the question. So, what makes vertebrates different? Is it the backbone, B-A-C-K-B-O-N-E, or is it feet, F-E-E-T? Now, then we're going to hand him, I'll hold the choices with my right hand, okay? And then I'm going to hand him the pencil with my left hand. If you can't do both and you need to go like this, that's fine, but then he'll wait to show until you have it held up here, and then he'll answer. Backbone. Good. So the backbone. Now once he has shown with the choices the correct answer, then you're going to grab your stencils and he's going to try spelling backbone with these. Okay, so B-A-C-K back, B-O-N-E bone. So let's do backbone. Now again, I'm putting the pencil in his left hand. I kind of bring his hand off his body a little bit because he likes to keep it here. So I try to bring it off his body a little bit to remind him that it needs to move. And then I make sure that my his hand is lined up midline to the board. So the midline of here would be C and G. So that's where his hand is naturally. Good. So backbone. Oh, yeah, you're right there. B, good. A, good. Find it. C, good. B-A-C, good. Keep going. Find it. One off. And if he makes a mistake, I just say something like one off, bring it over, that kind of thing. Bone. B, good. Bone, bring it down. Yeah. O, good. N, and B-O-N, and that'd be, yeah, something else. Bone. Good. Bone. So you'll notice that as he pointed, I repeated the letter that he was touching. So I don't say B until he has touched it though, okay? Now then you go to the next bit of information. The backbone is an important part, I-M-P-O-R-T-A-N-T, important part of the vertebrate's endoskeleton, E-N-D-O-S-K-E-L-E-T-O-N, because it supports, S-U-P-P-O-R-T, it supports the animal's body. So for example, if you wanted this to sit here, okay, your hand is supporting this from falling to the ground, right? It's holding it in place, sorry. So, what did I say? I said the endoskeleton is good for support, S-U-P-P-O-R-T, or for traps, T-R-A-P-S. So which one? Supports or traps? Good for you, support, yes. And we're going to find support on here. S, good, apport, U, good. Port, bring it down. Yep, P, two P's, P, good. O, good, bring it over now, over, yeah, R, good, and T, very good. So there's a couple of things that you want to note when you're holding up the choices or the boards. Number one, again, it's midline to his performing hand. Now what does midline mean? That means if when I hand him the pencil, he naturally reaches out. If he reaches out straight like this, that's where the midline. If when he reaches more like this, my midline would be here. His is pretty much, he's pretty good at reaching straight out, so his midline is approximately there. But that's key because if, for let's say he always reached here and you put the choices more here, he's always going to be touching one side. So we want to make sure as best as humanly possible that that midline is really where, in the case of two choices, you would have your line. So he has to make a choice one way or the other. Same thing with the boards, you want midline. So that it's not here all the time and he's just touching one side, or it's not here all the time. You want it midline so he has equal distance to have to move his hand from one side to the other. Okay?
So Nate, if you see us not doing that, you can tell us, okay?
Yeah, good. So then as far as the stencils go, when he is pointing, let's say the word is like we just did, support, okay? And so he had done do PP again, okay? P, yep, two P's. P, good. O, now I know, and you'll get to know as he is pointing, that coming over to this far right is a little bit more difficult. Again, he does keep his hand more fixated to his side, and so you're doing a really nice job right now, right? Keeping it off there. But that right side is difficult, and so you'll see when I knew that R was coming, I did give a little bit of an air prompt. So I'm holding the board with my right hand. My left hand is empty. We do not do this for him. We do not move it. We do not put it under and move it. We do not move the board to move it. None of that. But I can give what we call an air prompt. And so that would be bring it over, bring it, do the R now. Bring it over, 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 over. Good, one off, yeah, R, good. So that gave him that idea of what he's supposed to be initiating his arm to do. Good, finish support there. Yeah, there you go. Oh, one off, there you go. So, now we want to make sure that, again, it's just a casual, oh, bring it up, bring it down, bring it over, and then as he gains that ability with you, that fades out and you wouldn't do that as much anymore. So that would be that with the stencils. And then you would go to the next part. Now, we obviously are part of the vertebrae family, V-E-R-T-E-B-R-A-T-E, okay? Now, this is because all down the line, all down your back, you have a line of bones that make up your backbone, small bones that make up your backbone, okay? So, we said that we are invertebrates, I-N-V-E-R-T-E-B-R-A-T-E-S, or we're vertebrates, T-E-B-R-A-T-E-S. Okay, invertebrates or vertebrates. Yes, good for you, that's right. Now, as he gets good with the 3 set of stencils, okay, there's 2 things that can happen. First of all, you can move to the second set of stencils, which is the narrower ones in place, okay, or the two set instead. And he could practice spelling it there, vertebrates, good. Again here, V, good. We're not so much, good, keep going, V-E-R, so here, see, I'm saying it as he points, T, good, T-E, good, keep going, a little more, B, good, vertebrate, yeah, on it, yeah, you're wrong, R, good, B-R, good, A, B-R-A, good, B-R-A-T, B-R-A-T, and that'd be vertebrae, we need vertebrate, yeah, it's just, you're one off here, it's poking in there, vertebrate, let's do that E again, okay? There you go, much better, yes. So, you'll notice that I also sometimes repeat the B-R-A if he had that already done, so you can remind him where he's at, like that, okay? Now, if your air prompts, when do you know you're ready to move off of this to that set of board? If when he's spelling on here, you don't need hardly any air prompts, he's doing well with it, you literally just sit there and say V, good, keep going, E, good, keep going, that kind of thing, that's when you know you're ready to move on to the next board. Now, this again though is after he had responded here, okay? The second thing that you can also be doing though, okay, as you're trying to gain his skill, is slowly we'll start to fade out the choices. So here's what that would look like. Now, a backbone, B-A-C-K-B-O-N-E, backbone, allows for larger and heavier animals to move around. So, what kind of animals does a backbone help with? It helps with G for greater or H for heavier. Okay, so both choices are on here and I verbally said them now. G for greater, H for heavier. That's, yep, H, good, keep going. E, good. A, H, E, A, veer. V, good. E or no. Yeah, I, good, all the way. E, good. And heavier. Yes, R, very nice. That was good, yes. So I verbally gave it. Now, if he does, let's say he touched D. I would say that doesn't make sense. It's not one of your two choices. The only time I then consider it wrong would be if he would have touched that G. Now, if he needs G or H and he starts doing this, D, B, E, I would stop him then at that point and say, oh, let's look at it again, okay? But if he did one extra and then went to the right one, then I would just have him keep going, okay? All right, so I'll show that one once again. Now, some vertebrates, such as birds, B-I-R-D-S, birds, and animals, are what we call warm-blooded, W-A-R-M-B-L-O-O-D-E-D, warm-blooded, because the temperature of their body does not change. You and I would be warm-blooded, where human stays at approximately 98.6 degrees all the time. And if it does change, that's when we have like a fever or something like that. So, we said that if your body temperature does not change, that is called W for warm-blooded or T for talk. Okay, so warm-blooded or talk, which one? Yeah, you're there. W, good. Keep going on it. A, good. On it. Orm, yeah, not orm, properly. R, good. M, better, yes. Blooded. B, good. Blooded. L, good. O, nice. You need two of them. O, look at it all. D, yeah. E, and, oh, a little higher. D, good, warm-blooded. Very nice, yes. Now, again, when you're giving this for the verbal choices, okay, you can air prompt for most of the word, but the first letter you can't, because that's him answering the question. So I cannot give an air prompt to W for warm-blooded instead of giving it to T because I need that first letter, which is what answers the question. After he touches the first letter, then if I did need an air prompt occasionally throughout, you could do that. Here, you're being so patient. Okay, so that's how you start fading out the choices. But as I said, even while you're doing that, you could be doing choices and moving along the boards, okay?
So within a session, you may start out with the 3 set stencil, move to the 2 if he's doing well, or maybe even move to the 1.
In a very first session with a new person, no. But with someone that he's been working with a while, yeah. You might say, okay, we're going to start with the 3 set today and see how it goes. And then if he's having a good day, you might move forward with the other boards. And that's actually something important to note too, that any new person coming on, you're a whole new environment for him, period. So even if he knows you in a different setting, like you do a different therapy with him, or he has you at school or something like that, a new person coming in doing this, it's new to him for that encoding. And so he has to learn to do this with you, and that's why let's say he's on the full 26 letter board with me, doesn't mean he automatically can transfer it to you right away. So you still may need to work up those, the different stages, but usually the progression through those stages will go faster because he's already done it with someone else.
Right.
Okay. All right. So really that would be how to get started. Now once that's going well, then we move into what we consider the pre-communication stages. Again, though, give yourself some time to get used to this, get used to the choose spell, make sure that bad habits aren't being formed and that kind of thing. Do you want me to show some of the pre-communication?
Yeah, because I see it in the lessons and I'm not sure if I'm doing it correctly.
Yep, so let's do then pre-communication. So one of the first ways, when we're ready for pre-communication, basically pre-communication means it's not completely open-ended, but it isn't, I just told him and now he's answering, okay? So pre-communication actually can go all the way back down to choices, and you do want to make sure that you do add in, even to the lessons you have here, like you could add and say, like when I said, oh, birds and animals, they're warm-blooded, I could, after I asked that question, I could say, let's think of a bird that would be warm-blooded then. Do you think that a bird warm-blooded would be a robin or a snake? Okay, so I didn't just state it to him. He's using his inner knowledge that he would have learned previously. A robin, good. So that's one of the very basic forms of starting to add in communication to your lessons.
In the lessons, they state pre-communication.
And you do have,
They give you the question.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And sometimes, like here, it doesn't give you choices, but if you're still at that choices stage and you still want to add that in there, you could add choices. So this one says, what would an example of warm-blooded animal be? You could add, just for the ladies doing it, doing the session, you could add, give the choices of robin or stone,
Got it.
whatever, okay? So then you could put
Or you
those in
could
there.
try it open-ended, and if he's lost, then you could add the question.
For them in the beginning, I wouldn't be trying to open-ended, yep,
Okay.
So you can add those communication. Now, when are you ready for pre-communication where it's not a choice? The first time would be when you're seeing great success with the 3 set of stencils without needing those air prompts, okay? If you're having to air prompt a lot, you're not ready for pre-communication, okay? So, for example, here would be an example. Some of the first ways, again, still through the lessons, but something like this. Now, these animals get heat from breaking down food, okay? Fish, oh, no, sorry, hang on. Okay. Oh, here, we'll do this one instead. There are 7 classes of vertebrates, vertebrates, jawless fish, cartilaginous fish, bony fish, amphibians, reptiles, birds, and mammals. Okay? All right, so we said that one of the 7, okay? Now, so obviously you know the answer is going to have to be one of the 7 you just listed, okay? So A to I, J to R, S to Z. So now I've written A to I, J to R, S to Z on 3 choices. It also means that he has to be able to do 3 choices with you, okay? And they correspond to the appropriate board that you would hold up. So A to I, J to R, and S to Z. Okay, so you tell me one of the 7 that we said would be one of the classes of vertebrates, okay? So which one? A to I, J to R, S to Z. Okay, S to Z. All right, so now if you looked at S to Z and you see that none of them fit there, and in this case, actually, they do not, okay? Then you could say to him, well, that actually doesn't make sense, and you would read it again. So we said, jawless fish, cartilaginous fish, bony fish, amphibians, reptiles, birds, and mammals. So you tell me one of them. Which one would you say? Okay? Okay, A to I, all right, so we know that one works. Okay, now, so what would you say? Again, that one, there's no E. Okay, F. Okay, all right, good, keep going with F. Okay, all right, F, good, keep going then. I, good, F, I, good, F, I, S, very nice, F, I, S, yeah. Okay, there are this, F, I, S, good, you're there, H, good, fish. Okay, let's be a little bit more specific with the fish though, because you had 2, you had the jawless and the cartilaginous fish. So, oh, and bony fish, so either, any one of those. So which one would you say? Okay, good. Ooh. So there again, because he touched the K instead, and you know that's not one, you can say K doesn't make sense. Try it again. Yeah, you fixed it already, but anyways, J, good, keep going. Now we're starting and stopping a lot too, so that distracts him, but anyways. J, A, good, focus. S to Z, good, J, A, W, good, jaw, keep going. Good, jaw, keep going. L, yeah, good, L, good, L, keep going. E, good, L, E, yeah, L, E, keep going. S, good, S, and good, keep going. Jawless, yes, very good, just like that, okay? So that's one of the ways you can do it, is you could do it based on something. Another example would be, we have planets. Some of the planets include Mars, Mercury, Saturn, Venus, Jupiter. Tell me one of the planets. So it's kind of a list, tell me one. That would be one of the first pre-communication. Another one you could do is you could, something like tell me a color words. There you know, if all of a sudden he starts telling you grass, that can't be an answer, it has to be a color, okay? Tell me a farm animal, tell me a planet, tell me a type of music, a genre of music, if you've taught something like that, okay? So those are all the pre-communications you can do. Very closed situation, there's only certain kinds of answers, but there is more than one answer that he could give. Tell me a source of water. Where could you get water from? That could be ocean, sea, lake, pond, any of those type of things. And he would do it with the 8I, J-R, Z. Now, you want to make sure, though, that you're also doing those lessons so that you're progressing on his stencil board, because as he gets good with the 2 set, then you can start doing that pre-communication with that A to O, P to Z, with the 2 boards. Okay, so tell me a place where you live. Where does someone live? Okay, A to O, you can live in a C, okay, C, good, C, A, okay, A to O, P to Z, C, A, which one? S, C, A, S, good, keep going. No, hang on, let me write it. C, A, S, F isn't going to make sense at all. Okay, C, A, S, okay, I'm not understanding, and unless you're saying like something like casket or car or something like that, so a real person, where would they live? Okay, so let's try it again. Where would a real person live? M. Good. M. Okay, MH isn't going to make sense either. Okay, so properly. Okay, you want the H. Okay, H. Okay, good. H. H. O. Good, do it again. Do that, practice it there. H. Good. Find it. O. Now, you're going to have to be careful because sometimes something could. So for example, like C-A-S in theory still could make a word, so that's why I let it continue. Something like H-N, we know in the English language H-N is not going to make a word. So then you could say that doesn't make sense. So H-O, good. P to Z, good. H-O-U, good. H-O-U. Okay, H-O-U. Are you focusing now? H-O-U-N. Good. H-O-U-N-S. Okay, we're just going to start it. H-O-U-N-S. Okay, H-O-U-N-S. Okay, yeah, that's better. Okay, you didn't need that then. A house. Okay, let's do this just for practice. Let's do house again. H. Find it. O. Good. On it, all the way. U. One off. S. Do U to S again. U. On it. We want U, S. Okay, now you do it. U, S, good. And find it. E, do it again. H, good. O, good. Bring it there. U, good. There you are. That'd be hout. S, and good. Find it there. E, that was better, not touching that. So house, good. So those are some of the pre-communication. But again, and this is new to him today too, but again, there's where you would build it. Good. Very nice. That was your DVD. Now we'll have Amy make it into a drive too. So, and don't forget to take this back home.
Okay.
Yeah, you're welcome.